What up, internet world? We're the News 19 nerds.
Back for another press play. You have so much energy.
I'm excited about this topic, man.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I
you
really
didn't say
am.
who you were.
I'm Leroy.
Okay, I'm Michael. There we go. You know how we are. We're fashionably late. You know what we need to do?
What?
We need to work, and I've seen people do this on Twitch. They'll have like a little standby graphic, and then maybe a minute before a show starts, they'll play some nondescript music so they don't.
Yeah,
get
we
sued.
talked about this years ago.
Well, I mean, maybe one of these days we'll make it happen.
Because fandom entertainment does the same thing.
I feel
when
like
they,
all
when
the
they
professional
screen
people
jump,
do
yeah,
it. So I guess once we do it, that's when we know we hit the big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
I mean,
Wonderful.
So I put in, hold on, before we start, I put in an article. This is the kind of the crux of what we're going to be talking about, one of the topics.
Sure.
We're going to talk about Yoko Taro and foresees the end of video games as we know it. We're going to kind of talk about that, and so I wanted to give you that article so some of you can kind of go through it and read it and see what you think and then give your opinion on the article.
I like that you said some of them. Since we started late, people already come in late, so some is probably literally just, who's that, Brian B. and IMAX?
I'm wondering why it doesn't say like the views over here when it normally does.
Because everything is slow, so it'll be there in a second.
Okay.
But yeah, you know how it is. I mean, now we're kind of just doing the rigmarole of the behind-the-scenes stuff and letting people come in. How's everybody's week been so far? My week's been pretty good. How's your week been?
My week's been terrible.
I mean, like, personally, how was it?
Terrible.
Oh, well, dang, all right.
Sunday night, watching football. Wife was taking a shower. I hear boom.
Oh, no.
Hot water heater cable.
I thought you were about to say Katie Fell or something.
No, I thought.
Yeah. I was like,
I was like, B, what happened?
what happened?
I hear something. I go into the garage. Hot water piping popped.
Oh.
Water everywhere.
Yeah.
Turned it off. Run back there. You good? All right. Call the plumber. He shows up. It's $300. I'm like, okay, that's.
Does that get you a new water heater or just new pipes?
It's just the pipes.
Okay.
He shows up and he's like, yo, I'm surprised it lasted this long. And I'm like, bruh, really? He's like, yeah, they didn't do a good job. Let's fast forward to the day. I get the baby up.
Yeah.
Guess what happens at 9 a.m.?
Water breaks again?
Another part of the pipe.
Oh.
I hear a boom. And I'm like, yo, what is that? Is it raining? Same pipe, different place.
I feel like the plumber maybe should have been like, yo, something did
This
he
is the
tell
thing.
you?
This is the thing. So I didn't do that. Like we talked about it, but I thought he did that. Because he just looked at that one part. He replaced the entire line.
Yeah.
So then I said, yo, when he called, again, it's 8:30. I texted him, hit him up like, yo, when you get here, check the entire house.
Sure.
He went under the house. He went in the bathroom. I said, bruh, check every connection. I don't care what it costs. Put it on this card. I don't want to have to deal. Because I'm going to tell you right now, luckily the night before, I had done all the dishes. I did some laundry. Because if I had woken up, because you know like the baby has special plates that has suction because he likes to eat and then flip stuff.
Sure.
Like he's one of the Dudley brothers.
Sure.
If all his plates weren't clean and all his stuff wasn't clean and I had water, I would have cried.
Okay.
I would have just broke down.
Real quick, say hello to Brian B, IMAX, Banks 757, and that's it so far. Edward Sanchez Productions, hello everybody. Joe Ellis, Rayshawn K, hello. Good to see you. Glad that your week is going so well so far, Banks 757.
So yeah, that's why I said, yeah, my week's been kind of terrible.
I gotta get a new water heater soon.
Take this one.
I want a new one.
Water heater, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Take this water heater.
I heard you say take this one as in take yours.
No,
I was like, I don't want yours.
No, get a tankless water heater.
Okay.
My parents, they have tankless water heaters, and supposedly it's like great.
Okay.
Like if you buy a brand new house after like 2010, they all have tankless water heaters, and it takes less space.
Yeah.
It's just like the box is about that big.
Yeah. Okay.
So we may get one, but I don't know. But man, let me tell you, when that thing happens twice in a week,
sure.
Because again, Sunday night trying to watch football.
Yeah.
What is that noise? 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. It happened. I was home both times. Imagine if it happened and I wasn't home. Imagine if it had happened, I had left and the babysitter was there and she's like holding the baby like, what do I do?
Right.
I'm just going to let this run. Hey, what you doing? Can you get here?
Yeah.
There's something wrong with y'all garage.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Because I don't think she signed up for that.
All right, we got a few people in the chat.
All right, let's hit it.
Yeah, we're talking about this Wired interview with Yoko Taro. Yoko Taro, you might know him as one of the people who helped work on the Drakengard series. Most recently, he did a lot of the Nier Automata stuff, which people love. I still haven't played, but I've heard don't you have one of them? Did you play it? And you liked it, right? I've heard good things about it. I just haven't gotten around to playing it yet.
It is a big FU.
Yeah, I heard it's wild.
It is.
In a good way.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but basically, it uses every gameplay level design that you can think of, from 2D to third person to what's the one where they call the bullet stuff?
Bullet hell?
Yes, all of that stuff. The design, the level design is very interesting. I love it. You know what? I have the game and I left it at home, and I was like,
It'd be like that sometimes.
I'm like,
it is. You'd be like, oh, that'd have been a good little prop to put up.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Yeah.
I ain't thinking.
Hey, as a matter of fact, I see somebody say they loved Eternals. Brian B, I loved Eternals too. I see people like the reception on Eternals is kind of mixed. I think it's mixed to positive, more so than ever. I think it was a fun movie. It was different from any Marvel superhero movie for sure, but
That's what I heard.
I really
Don't
dug
spoil it. I'm gonna go try to see it tomorrow.
Yeah. Man, I wish you had seen exactly so many questions, especially like post credits. Like, what does this mean? Who's that? What is this?
I heard. Yeah, I'm trying to see it tomorrow.
But yeah. Bank says, yeah, I got near. The first part of the game kind of caught me off guard.
Doesn't it? Yo.
Ken from Chicago says, Leroy, you weren't going to play the game?
Which one?
I guess we're talking about this one.
Nier. I have it. I bought it.
Ken from Chicago says, Leroy, you weren't going to play the game.
I don't understand what that means.
Did you say that at one point that you weren't going to do that? No. Like in a previous thing?
I don't believe so.
I don't know. They keep track of stuff, so maybe you did.
I don't know. I held off on playing it for a while, because I had you got a backlog.
Sure.
Because I'm almost done with Spider-Man. Ooh man, Silver Sable. Ooh, I hate that woman. Oh.
I think you'll grow to like her.
I shall not, sir.
Oh, all right.
I shall not.
I respect Silver Sable. Like
I can't.
She's just a woman on a mission.
No. Your whole company needs to be audited because your whole company is trash.
I can't disagree with that.
And how you gonna come from my boy Peter when he's the one who held it down, saved New York? He's the one who saved Gotham. Heifer, he didn't need you. You murking up everything. You're the reason why we got to have 4 DLCs. Get out of here. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
Okay, he was saying you weren't going to play the game here. Okay,
well, at least the prop, because some people don't know what it is.
Sure.
But I will say this: it is a great game, but it is a game that you have to invest in it because it has so it's a game. I don't want to give it away, but you have to play it multiple times because there's multiple endings.
Sure.
And the game changes as you play it.
Okay, so that's what Nier Automata is.
Yeah.
Yoko Taro, well-known game designer.
What do you know him from? Because you knew him as soon as I said the name. I didn't know him.
Well, I knew him from Nier Automata.
Really?
Yeah, because that was the thing. I never played the Drakengard series. I knew of the Drakengard series, but I didn't play it. But I knew the name because that's an unusual name. Yoko Taro, I don't really hear that a lot. So hearing that name, that kind of always stuck with me.
Okay.
So that's how I knew who that person was. And I remember other people like video game journalist Chris Plant, who used to work for Vox. I think now works at Polygon. Because Vox is the big company that owns Polygon.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess he worked at the Vox proper site. He went to Polygon, whatever. Anyway, he always talks about Nier Automata, so that's how I know that.
Because yes, Nier Automata, and then there's the DLC Nier Replicant. I haven't played Nier Replicant yet, but it's on my list of things, and I think it has a PS4 upgrade. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember which one, but it's like a DLC. It's not 40 hours. Yeah, Nier, not just the Nier game, Nier Automata and Nier Replicant, because I've not played the Nier games themselves. It's kind of, so Nier, you know what I compare Nier, Drakengard, and Nier Automata to?
What's that?
Titanfall is a franchise. Apex Legends is part of the Titanfall world. It's part of that universe. That's how Nier and Nier Automata and all those games are.
Okay.
They're not direct sequels, they're just in the world.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the best way I can explain it.
Okay. So,
and I'm gonna bring this game up when we talk about it.
Break down this article.
I don't know.
What were your takeaways from it?
So my takeaways were, Yoko Taro was talking about how that the way he designs games, and a lot of peers is mentioned in this article, and I really wish she was mentioned more because she's talked about this because she's had to review games at IGN when she worked there. Now she has her own podcast and her own YouTube channel. I watch it periodically. She's talked about this before, this idea that we're at a point where the technology we no longer have to just have 2D or games, and that gameplay was a very big part of the games back in the day, where now we have more narrative story-driven games. And how do you get those two things to work together? But also, some people don't care about the narrative of the game. They just want game, and I liken this to the sandbox games. Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, they're virtually the same game with just a different narrative, but it's the same game, basically. The same, if you think about what you're doing, it's the same. You go here, kill this person, and you level up. And
I would agree from the standpoint of like the idea of this open box thing with like checkpoints and stuff.
Yeah,
but I don't know if I would agree with in the sense of, because you don't, Assassin's Creed is not a first person shooter.
What I'm saying is, each Assassin's Creed builds upon the same exact thing of every other game.
Okay.
There's very little variation from the first Far Cry as far as like you're a third person shooter game and you're going about these checkpoints. What did I say? Third person?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Assassin's Creed is third person. Far Cry is first person. Mm-hmm. The way that they have done these games hasn't really fundamentally changed. Mm-hmm. They may change environments. They may change some gameplay mechanics, but the overall game itself has stayed the same.
Okay. I could get behind that. Yeah. So I guess the question is, do you prefer gameplay over narrative? I'm definitely more of a mixture of both. Like if you can get a game that'll give me both, I think that's great. 2018, I know it's a game that you think it's fine, but you don't know, as you said with IGN, it shouldn't be the best game ever. God of War, 2018 or 2019, whenever it was. That I feel like that game did a good job of mixing narrative with gameplay.
I'll give you that. I'm not gonna say that it's a bad game. For me, story wise, it wasn't the greatest game. Now,
you didn't even finish it.
That's why it's not the greatest game.
Oh,
we didn't see that coming.
I really feel like you should play that now that you have a son. You should play that game again. I'm curious if it would hit differently.
Because I'm literally probably right at the end, and then I just was like, "Who?"
I almost feel like you need to start over.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
I am. I'm deleting the save so I don't get tempted. Because you know what I did? I did what you told me to do. Remember that realm where you can get like that super great armor?
Yeah.
That you just I stayed and I forgot what the whole narrative of the game was because I was like, I'm almost there.
Yeah.
I just need a few more souls, and I was like,
apparently,
oh man.
There's like an Infinity Gauntlet in the game. It's not called that, but it's essentially an Infinity Gauntlet.
Why you told me this now, man?
Because I happen to read it.
Now I'm gonna go.
Yeah, apparently there's some game. I mean, and it breaks the game. It makes it super easy, or not easy, but a whole lot easier. But
man, I'm about to go.
It's some type of weapon you can put on Kratos. I think it's a gauntlet or something, or maybe it's a pendant or something.
You should have never told me that.
Yeah, very cool.
But the reason why I said is so. I got that from is it Yoko? Yoko, yeah, I got that from Yoko where he's talking about. Then he brings in these other elements about life. Like an ATM machine, that action is considered something you would do in a game, and it could be something that could be called a game. And I just thought it was very interesting. He talked about that, and it made me start thinking of like certain games that don't have to have this grand narrative, like The Last of Us or God of War, like Overcooked.
Sure. I wanted to bring up Brian B and Banks 757 both say Witcher 3. So maybe that for them, maybe that's a combination of ones that do narrative and gameplay.
For me, it's Last of Us. Mm-hmm. The two games. I'll get to 2 and how I've come around to being like, what they did is exactly what Yoko was talking about. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's Last of Us.
Also in that same article, he talked about, which I think is interesting, he talked about people doing online stock market trades, which is essentially what the Robinhood app is as a game. I definitely could see people using it as a game thing of, oh, I got stocks doing this and this. You're kind of checking on stuff all the time. It's basically like a management sim, but for real life.
Well, think about like social media.
Sure.
He talked about that, getting likes. And so what really made me think about this about this article, and what he was talking about was how is game design going to change in the future now that we have these next gen / current gen consoles in PlayStation 5 and the V box,
Yeah.
Xbox V, or the Z box, whatever you want to call it.
Sure. Yeah.
The Master Chief Machine. That's what I'm gonna call it. The Master Chief Machine.
It ain't a Master Chief Machine yet. Well,
MCM.
I guess you can do the.
I'm gonna start calling it MCM.
Master Chief Collection.
The Master
Yeah.
Chief Machine.
Okay, fair enough. O'Keefe Robinson, what's up? David Cooper, what's up?
So what else did you? So because to me there are certain times game design, to me, change because of the game. And I bring up Titanfall and I'm gonna bring up Dead Space because there's two things in the game that totally changed the way the game was played. Mm-hmm. And in the sense of Titanfall 2, the narrative changed. But you take the article and you say what you took from it, because you play more platformers than I do.
Sure. I mean, I think it's a matter of taste of what you want out of a game. I think the interesting thing in the article was the idea that gaming is going to become more ubiquitous in everyday life. And it kind of makes me think forward to like movies like Ready Player One, or as Zuckerberg wants to do with the metaverse of people living in like a real Ready Player One setting with virtual reality. I'm curious if we're going to see more technology bend towards virtual reality / augmented reality with like Google Glass or whatever it is, any type of glasses that you wear that you're going to be doing, maybe real life Pikmin or something, not Pikmin, real life Pokemon type thing in your glasses where you're like, oh, I'm playing a Pokemon on the go as I'm walking to the grocery store or whatever it is.
What I'm waiting on, and what I'm hoping, well, you know what, not hoping, what I'm waiting to see is how will games start to integrate this with their gameplay. So in other words, as you're playing
You mean
a game,
better than what they're doing?
No, I'm saying totally, like this is a part of your gameplay experience. In other words, so let's say you have a game. Let's say you're playing. So a perfect example is I play Warframe. Mm-hmm. Warframe has an app that you're allowed to interact with the game through your phone as far as like resources. So you can send a probe out and it will mine for resources, and then you can get those in the game. You can. There's a foundry, you can build weapons and stuff like that through your app on the phone. What I'm saying is, when will the phone app that is part of the game be a part of you doing things in real life? So in other words, you play Pokemon, Sword and Shield, or whatever, blue and green, whatever it's called.
Don't play Pokemon, but keep going.
I'm not saying you, I'm saying the collective
You did this and said you.
Well, I'm saying you as in those people.
Then you should have been like you.
Black people. Those people.
Okay. Yeah.
I can say that.
Okay. Yeah. Keep going.
But so let's say you play Pokemon, right?
Uh-huh.
And you play it. You play it on whatever console you have, whether it's Switch, the MCM machine, or the PlayStation. And then you have the app. Mm-hmm. So you play it there, and then the app is paired, and you can go catch Pokemon on your phone that then are imported into the game. And you can fight amongst people with your phone, and that's a part of the game. To me, that would be interesting gameplay.
Do you remember the phrase second screen experience?
Mm-hmm. Didn't work.
Do you think people have done away with second screen experience?
Yes.
Or you did let me finish.
But
I guess you already answered. I guess that's the question was, do you think people have done away with it, or they're still trying to tinker with it to bring it back? Or?
I think it's one of those things where
because the company that we were talking about before with the Assassin's Creed and Far Cry, they were all about the second screen experience for a while. They don't do it so much anymore.
I think part of that is it's two things. We talked about ray tracing, right? Mm-hmm. And the fact that ray tracing was one of the biggest not sticking points, so the selling point for these next gen consoles. And we don't see it that much. Well, that's because we have a chip shortage, there's a pandemic, and scalpers. So you don't have a lot of people who are able to get those games. So we've pushed ray tracing a little further because we're still enjoying 100 million console subscribers on PlayStation. I don't know how many on Xbox. Mm-hmm. So you don't have a lot of people putting in ray tracing into their games, because why would I make games for 13 million people for a console when I have 100 million? So
sure.
I think second screen is one of those things where until Microsoft, because I think it's going to be Microsoft, I don't think it's going to be Sony. once Microsoft and this xCloud gaming start really taking advantage, you're going to start to see that. But it's one of those things where it's like they didn't see a future in it because it was cool, like the Rumble controls. If they see something in it that expands the gameplay, because imagine when you're playing a game and the controller, like that was groundbreaking.
Sure.
But it's now, every game has it. You talked about it when you played the droid game, the game, the robots, man, the game that came with the PlayStation, the PS5.
Oh, Astro.
Yeah, you
yeah.
talked about the controls and how.
You said I played the game. You're heavy.
Man.
I feel like you're doing it now just to spite me.
I just keep forgetting.
It's a fun game. For anybody who has a PlayStation 5, do play that droid game.
But tell people about your experience with that and the controller.
And I can't remember what it's called. I don't know if it's Astrobot Rescue, Astrobot Mission, whatever it is. But it's a packed-in game that came with the PlayStation 5, and it essentially showcases a lot of the features of the DualSense controller. You feel like there's something moving around the controller. You get to use the haptic feedback of it. You use the motion controls in it and the microphone in it, and it just makes it. You get all these different sensations of moving a robot from sand to grass to mud to everything. It did a good job in highlighting all these features in the controller.
You know what's funny?
What's that?
This does the same thing.
Sure.
And they haven't figured out how to use it yet. Because you talked about the controller vibrates. This vibrates when you get a text message. You can turn it off and on, on and off. This has GPS location. We know that because when you play Pokemon, you have a gym, you can go find different Pokemon.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. When this is a gameplay design that I'm interested to see how someone like him could integrate into a game.
Well, I also think with phones, they're built, and people who know more can definitely answer this easier or more succinctly, but phones aren't built like a game controller, right? So it's not the same type of motors that would be in the DualSense.
No, but you can set up programs and have apps that use the controller's abilities, or the phone's abilities, like a controller.
Right, but because, I don't think, and people in the chat, let me know, I don't think there's a phone that would vibrate from the top,
that controller
differently vibrate from the bottom.
I think you can do that.
Is that possible?
Let me tell you why. Because this is literally a walking, talking computer.
Right, but I don't think it's built that way.
What I'm saying is, I think eventually it is built that way because, you know why? This phone folds now. Verizon's new phone folds. So you know that there's things on this side and this. So that's what I'm saying. Like, the phone design the game has changed.
Sure.
So what I'm saying is, when you pair this with this, imagine the gameplay design and the game leveling you could create with that.
People are talking about augmented reality games here. What are we talking about? Ken from Chicago. Geocaching, physically going to the coordinates in the world will get you clues, or loot physically stashed somewhere, or going to websites for clues. Talking about Lost. Ryan Porter brings up Stadia Technologies, where gaming is heading. Google had the idea, but now it's going to be who can perfect it.
I understand what Ryan Porter's going, but I want to go back to what Ken from Chicago is saying. Augmented reality games, geocaching, physically going to coordinates in the world to get clues. That's what I'm looking at. Because here's the thing. I personally feel, even though it was very controversial, it's very divisive. Death Stranding is
trash.
Wow, not where I was going.
It's not trash.
I just
wanted to say that.
I was going more not masterpiece, but I was going. It is.
Yeah, sure.
It is game changing because the way he came up with that game, and the way things are going right now, in the sense of you're a reporter, you're transporting things, people are isolated, there's a global pandemic. He's like the likes and this social world in the game. Kojima saw all of this. Now take Death Stranding and throw this in it. So in other words, as you're playing Death Stranding, you're a porter, you are having your phone and you're going places, and you're now using the geocaches that Kojima has put up all over the world. So in other words, there may be badges on this continent you can't get on that continent, and that's part of the game. That's what I'm like. That when someone is going to put those two things together, and that is going to revolutionize how game playing is changed.
So you mean more so than like Pokemon Go was already done?
Yeah, because Pokemon Go doesn't work with a console. In other words, Pokemon Go is its own separate app game. In other words, we're talking about mobile gaming. Everybody's trying to get into mobile gaming, mobile gaming, mobile gaming. I'm talking of combining the two. And that's what some of the things that Yoko was talking about in the sense of gameplay. Some people just want gameplay. They just want the repetitive motion. A Candy Crush.
Yeah.
That makes money. I play Toon Squad, but everybody has their particular. You play.
Is that the one that you were always playing when you were directing?
Because it kept me calm. Dude, have you seen me do an outburst?
I mean, no.
See?
No.
It worked.
People are talking about HoloLens and stuff. And yeah, I think HoloLens definitely is business, enterprise business, not retail. But I think if you go to like Microsoft's website, I think you can buy HoloLens for yourself. I don't know what you'd use it for, but I think consumers can go out and buy it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, the actual world itself is a video game. And that's what I'm interested in because Yoko talks about platforming and different gameplay devices that changes the narrative. Imagine, and that's why I said, so spoiler alert for those of you who hadn't played Titanfall, I'm going to spoil a part of the game.
Titanfall 1 or 2?
2. Because 1 was just a massive...
oh yeah, that one didn't have a story.
It didn't have
a story. It was just the multiplayer.
So Titanfall 2, in the game, they have time jumps, and they introduced the idea that time, you could manipulate time, and you can go back and forth parts of the game through time, which I had not seen done in a while in that type of game, because there's this idea of, and I want one of them. So here's part of the game is they incorporated wall running. You're Jack Cooper. You're this generic pilot. You can get into the mech, and then you can walk around and be Voltron or whatever giant Gundam you want to be. And then you introduce wall running, where you can walk and hop like that. Then they introduce, and that totally changed the narrative, that as you're playing the game, you're going back in time, and there are things you have to do in the past to advance in the game in the future. And that was totally changed. But the thing is, they didn't do anything different as far as like, it wasn't like the game automatically just, this was something new that happened. It just changed the way the game played. Sure. And it gave you a different opportunity, something to do in the game. Sure. And I think that's something we're seeing more and more of.
What is this? Somebody was asking, are y'all going to be reviewing The Harder They Fall? Yes, we both saw it. We'll probably try to review it after we finish this, I assume, and then Leroy will get up whenever he can. But yeah,
Try to get up tonight.
We'll review it.
Yeah.
Let's see. What was I going to say? Oh, do you remember the game Boktai?
I need.
It was a Game Boy Advance game, so if you don't know, it's fine. It was made by Konami. Your boy Hideo Kojima was a producer on it, and its thing was you had to play it in sun in order to charge up the character, because there was some type of meter on the cartridge where if you played it in sun or if you played it in night,
the sun is in your hand.
Yeah, it would change how the game played because you were a vampire hunter or something. And so, depending on whether you played in sun or night, you would get different enemies and different abilities and stuff.
Well, see, Warframe does that at times too. Like, they're different, like the time, and we've seen that in games. As you're playing the game, there's an in-game meter that says this is nightfall.
But do you actually have to? But like with this
no,
one,
not yet. But I'm saying
you actually had to be out in the sunlight.
And that's what I'm saying. That's interesting. That's what I think. That's what I got from it. Like, changing the way we actually play games and the actual narrative of the game changes. And I have been bullish on Last of Us 2. We've talked about that here. My wife famously came in. Is he still in his feelings about that? Because I another spoiler alert. For those of you who hadn't played Last of Us 2.
We doing spoilers?
I'm going to talk about not the what happens. There's a player you play. You play as the villain in the game. There's a person who is
You are doing spoilers.
There's a villain in the game. You play as that person.
I
felt betrayed. I did. I felt betrayed. But I'd heard some people talk about this idea of you level, like, I've heard of people talk about this in co-op. As you and someone play this game together, you level your characters up together, you play this game, and then at the end you find out your enemies and you have to kill each other. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a groundbreaking, like that would be awesome to see it play out. But then the twist would be leaked and whatever. But that level of game design, I have not seen in a game because no one has made me care about characters as much as Last of Us has. And that's why it was so irrevocably damaging, why so people were so divisive over it, because they love these two characters. And for you to do that to these characters and then try to make you care for a villain in it. Like, imagine when Final Fantasy VII came out and you had to play Sephiroth after he did what he did. Mm-hmm. He killed the blocky lady, whatever.
I mean, to be fair, his PlayStation graphics are all blocky. But okay, sure, I know what you're talking about.
The blocky pink one.
Okay. Yes.
I don't know. All I know is Cloud and Sephiroth.
Man.
And Tika.
Nope.
There's two of Tika in that game.
There's not.
Liar.
You want to do a Chick-fil-A bet?
No, man. I told you I got a gambling problem.
Okay.
Tifa.
There we go. Yes, there's not a Tika.
I was like, this mother.
It's like Tika. No, that's not person in. No, no, sir. Okay.
Tifa Lockhart. Anyway.
Yeah.
But that's what I kind of felt like. Like I liken it to that, and that's why I said it's interesting that they did that. But and Carlos de Leon, you're right. The amount of level design and design in that game, like they incorporated Troy Baker and the girl who plays Ellie, and I can't remember her name. Ashley Johnson. They incorporated their personalities to the point where there's a part in the game where Joel is asked what would he have liked to have been, and he says a singer, he has a guitar. That's a very big part of the game in the sequel. Ellie wanted to be an astronaut, so they incorporated things of that.
Ashley wanted to be an astronaut.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Ellie wanted to be an astronaut.
Okay. Yeah.
What did I say?
You said Ellie as if like that was the actual person, not the actress.
But to people who played it, Ellie is an actual person. And that's why I said, that's why that shift or that rift in the game caused so much of a problem for people, because they cared so much about those characters.
Sure.
And that's another game that I think paired game design and game narrative like this. For you, it's probably the Uncharted games, because you really...
Oh, no.
You don't think that they combined those two things? Really?
No, because that's... No.
Really?
Nathan Drake is a mass murderer. No. What are we talking? This isn't new.
Nathan Drake is a mass murderer, sir.
Now I feel like you're just trolling. So
no, because they attacked him. That's self-defense, sir.
It's self-defense for maybe the first 15. It's not self-defense for 230, 300, 100 people that you
First of all.
That's not self-defense. That's a rampage. And that's cool.
First of all,
that's not self-defense.
That's not a rampage.
That's a rampage.
Archer explained what a rampage is.
That's a different universe.
I'm just saying, that all looks like self-defense. He was after something, and they shot for... Tell me that game...
You haven't played all the Uncharted games.
I have.
You played all of them?
Yeah.
Okay, there are certain cutscenes where they go shooting people first in the cutscenes. They're security guards that get killed. All they were doing was just protecting the museum.
Nah.
Ain't no nah. It happened.
They weren't security guards. They worked for the bad people. That doesn't count. That does not count, sir. You were not gonna put that on Nathan Drake, sir.
I don't. Okay.
Whatever his name is.
Put that on
Drake is really not his real name. We know that.
The world has put that on Nathan Drake. But okay, that's fine.
We will have to agree to disagree, sir.
Okay.
That would be a great debate. Is Nathan Drake a mass murderer?
Yes. He's a charming mass murderer.
Oh, sir, I disagree. We will have to debate that one day.
Okay.
Stay tuned here for News 19 Nerds, where we debate if Nathan Drake is a mass murderer.
Spoiler alert, we've been talking about that for 3 or 4 years. It still ain't happened yet. Our debate show.
We have?
Yeah, remember? Because we were going to have Thor's hammer as a gavel. Anakin was going to be like the dredge.
Yeah, but then he said he didn't want to be on camera. So how was that going to work out?
He ain't got to be on camera. He can just show his hand.
Yeah, somebody has to be on camera, though, because we need somebody to be like the arbiter of truth and be like, I was convinced your article, your Brian B., I did not, Michael did, because I don't care about Uncharted, the movie.
That's not, he asked, did y'all review the Uncharted?
Oh, I thought he said it. I can't see from that far. It says, did y'all see the Uncharted?
See, that's why I was having my phone, because I can't see that either. Yeah.
Where your glasses anyway, man?
I ain't gotten them yet. I only need them for night driving.
I was about to say, is it not?
That's why I finished. Night driving. Shut up. But yeah, I saw the trailer.
I don't care.
It's fine.
I love Tom Holland, but I don't care.
I mean, it's like every single Uncharted game in one movie.
Hey man, let me know when it comes to HBO Max. I'll see it then.
I think it'll be fine.
But no, like, tell me a game outside of Chrono Trigger.
Dang, not Gary the Stormtrooper. Tell you a game about Chrono Trigger. What?
I said, but outside of Chrono Trigger.
The masterpiece Chrono Trigger. Keep going.
They mentioned in the article too. Name a game that did that for you. That where the gameplay changed, and you were like, "Whoa, what just happened?" Not like a great story, like the gameplay irrevocably changed the way the game was to you, kind of like Metal Gear Solid did with the second controller.
I didn't think about it. I don't know.
You were supposed to be thinking about it all day.
I was busy being off, enjoying my life.
I feel attacked.
I mean, maybe. I'm just saying. Had a day off. I wasn't thinking about that. I mean, Metal Gear does it, and Hideo Kojima does it better than most people in terms of changing the way gameplay loops. The Sega Genesis X-Men game, where you fight Arcade. Was it Arcade or was it Mojo? I don't remember. It was a Sega Genesis X-Men game where you couldn't beat it until you reset the game. If you didn't reset it, you would never be able to beat it.
Really?
Yeah, that was cool. I was like, oh, this is cool. I don't know if it was X-Men, the first X-Men game or the second X-Men game on Sega Genesis. That was cool. Not that one, I don't think. I don't think you have it.
I was about to say.
I don't think you have that one because it's only that one. But that was cool. Also, there was a game on the GameCube called Eternal Darkness. I think it was made by Silicon Knights. And that kind of had a Lovecraftian story, but there were things where the game would mess with you and you would think the game was freaking out or glitching out, which was very cool. I thought that was fun. And that would change some of the gameplay. Batman, it changes the gameplay for a little bit, but not throughout the entire game, but like Arkham Asylum.
How so?
I mean, spoilers for that, but when you get gassed by Scarecrow.
See, to me, that I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like, because the game you still play the game the same way. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about like whether it's a level design where the game narrative changes everything. I love what people are saying about Half-Life, but I'm talking about like how you talked about the game had to be reset. Like something had to have, in order for you to finish the game. Mm-hmm. It's not like the story changed and it's like you're still playing the game. Mm-hmm. Like nothing to me. The Arkham Knight games or the Arkham games are great, but nothing is groundbreaking. They're just great games. Mm-hmm. I'm talking like in Half-Life when you're like, what just happened? Like where your entire world was flipped upside down, where you're like sitting back kind of like, I need a break.
Oh, you seem like Fallout games when you're hitting the shelters and stuff. And you're like nuking stuff.
I'm even more than that. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
more than a nuke? What?
Because I didn't feel that.
Okay, well, okay.
Some of those people deserve it.
And that's why you say Nathan Drake isn't a mass murderer.
Whoa,
right.
whoa. You're not gonna keep coming for Drake like that, sir. You're not gonna stand for that. That's not what we're gonna do.
Who's this? Lowlife74 says y'all should review The Last of Us 2. Our channel's not big enough for us to withstand the hate of The Last of Us 2 review.
I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
I'm not.
I am because I love the conversation.
I don't have enough.
Really?
I don't care enough in my life about that.
I do.
For one, I didn't play the game. I've said that on the channel.
You never finished the first one either. Yeah.
No, yeah. I've watched Let's Plays of them. So I mean, I could just talk about what I thought, but actually playing the game, I didn't do it.
And see, that's the difference. Like to me, you have to play those games.
Sure.
Because in order for you to feel, you have to play it to feel what happens in those games. Because to me, those games are like playing a movie, and I'm very interested to see how people feel about The Last of Us when it becomes the HBO Max series. Because a lot of people are like, I'm interested to see how rabid the fan base is for those games versus for that show. Because HBO Max doesn't make bad stuff. Or Warner Brothers doesn't make bad stuff when it comes to their TV shows. That's what I was talking about. Like System Shock. Like those games irrevocably changed gameplay where you can't, it's hard to duplicate that. Like once you've done it, that's what I'm talking about, gameplay and game leveling design. Once you've done it, You may have a bunch of copycats, but that first time it's done
Sure.
changes everything.
Who Lowlife74 asked about? They talked about 5 years playing Warframe. They enjoy it. They like the new Railjack mission, and then they asked us what do we think about Crystal Dynamics info about Spider-Man and the new direction on November 30th for Avengers. I've been a champion of Marvel's Avengers since it's been out. Y'all know that on the channel. We have people in the chat who also played as well. I think it's a fun game. I think it came out broken. I'm excited to play Spider-Man.
Is it fixed now?
Oh, I ain't played it for who knows how long. I don't know. Fixed in terms of what?
Like you talk about it was broken, so is it fixed? Like in other words, if I have the game, if I put it in right now, it plays fine.
I mean, it played fine when it was out.
No, it didn't.
It did.
It didn't.
It did.
It didn't.
How do you didn't play it?
I watched you play it.
You didn't watch me play it.
I could see.
Shut up. It was fine. The issue was it wasn't broken in terms of like a game-breaking bug. It was broken in terms of the gameplay loop was sucky. Like that's what the game is. So in that sense, no, that ain't fixed.
So it wasn't broken like Andromeda.
No.
Okay.
No, you could play the game. It's just you might not have fun doing it. I had fun doing it. I've enjoyed playing all the characters. So I will get Spider-Man I will unlock all of his powers. I will get him to 50 hero level. I don't know if I'll change the power level to 150 or 175 or whatever, but I'll play it.
I'm gonna play it just because I need something fun.
You still haven't played it yet, have you?
No.
I think you will enjoy it more because you'll have so much content to
Oh yeah.
play.
That's why I waited.
So yeah.
You suckers bought that thing for $60 and $70.
I got it as a gift, so I didn't pay anything.
Somebody did in your life.
Yeah.
You did somebody wrong in your life.
She asked me what I wanted. That's what
I'm
she
just
got.
saying she should have waited. I love Railjack missions. I know people are not fans of them. That kind of changed.
Ty Williams, Nathan Drake just used extremely effective self-defense measures with occasional preemptive strikes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Stop calling him a mass murderer. My man was just defending himself. Now, if you want to say anything, he's appropriating different cultures. And Killmonger might have something to say about that, but I'm not going to call this man a mass murderer.
Yeah, but all these Tomb Raider people are appropriating different cultures.
I would really like to see them take that on in the new Tomb Raider game. Or
did you not play the most recent one?
No, I told you I hadn't.
They do that.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. It's actually kind of cool. They talk about, like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. I mean, spoiler alert, she still does it. It's Laura Croft.
Oh, yeah.
But they do at least address it in the most recent one.
First time! We have never had this. Spam. I'm excited. I don't know about y'all.
Well, that's fun.
We've never had this.
That's cool.
We've been called black, what were we called? Black?
I don't remember.
No, I still have the picture. Somebody came on our channel and was like, we weren't real black people. We were like plants or something.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I still got that picture. I'll send it to you. It was hilarious.
Cool.
Let me go over here. This is the first. Hey, I feel like we've arrived.
Yeah, great.
I'm sorry. I get excited when we get spammed because I'm like, somebody cares enough about us to.
That's cool.
Participants. Oh, that's just us.
Yes. That's cool.
Oh, it's not showing up here. Here we go.
I've already done it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh man, I wanted to do that.
Yeah, there you go.
Takes so much joy out of my life.
Yeah, it's great. What was I talking about? You got excited about having spam in the chat.
I did. See, Low Life 74, that is a very, again, depending on your truth, that's how, it depends on how you view it.
Brian B, I can't remember if I maxed out Black Panther. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I'm pretty sure I got Black Panther to the 50 for the powers, but I don't know if I got 150 on the gear.
Because you don't love Wakanda?
No.
Really?
Yep.
I know how you came for Black Panther the movie, so that
That's
makes
right.
sense.
Sure did.
It checks out.
Man, you know I talk about Black Panther not being a good superhero movie? Man, Eternals, that's a different superhero movie.
I wouldn't classify that as a superhero movie.
I mean, it's interesting.
Because actually they said it wasn't really a superhero movie. They said it was an MCU movie, but they didn't say it was a superhero movie. Yeah. I noticed that little caveat they kept saying. Mm-hmm. No, I guess that's what I'm talking about when it talks about game design, game level, gameplay. We focus on the narrative because recently we've been talking about is this a good game? The narrative and all these different voice actors and stuff like that. But the game design itself has to work. It has to, and who does like. Some people are already calling Ratchet and Clank the best game of the year. They're like that game from everything from top to bottom. You maximizes the PS5 for what we know right now. Hands down, maybe the best game of the year. And I don't see too many other games that could probably challenge it outside of maybe Deathloop and whatever the Master Chief Machine comes out with when it comes to Halo Infinite. So, but then what's going to go, where do we go next? And that, I guess that's my question, because again, Kojima, he kind of changed the game to a certain extent, because that cooperation he had where you build roads and you have a community, and once you get to a certain part, you interact with other people, but it's positively in a sandbox world, so to speak, with a first person narrative, single player narrative. We've have games where Red Dead Online or GTA.
Somebody in the chat was saying they need to put down Red Dead Online so they go back to Nier. So yeah. So
you have that, but no one has done, in my estimation, no one has done what Death Stranding did on that level, to the point where you were literally helping other people build and using resources. I've seen a little bit of it
no, they got that in I mean, all right, go ahead. I won't say that.
You see a little bit of that like when you build a dojo in Warframe. Like you have those kind of things. But like how in your game, you turn on your game and you're like, oh, we finished our bridge. And like that sense of community. That was very interesting.
Well, if you were playing Nintendo Switch, you could do that with Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
so that's right. So
but
in your face.
What I'm saying is, but that's what Animal Crossing is. There's a difference. That's not what Death Stranding was. He incorporated that element in this narrative. Animal Crossing is that game.
No, it's not.
Are you sure?
Yes.
No, I disagree.
You're not doing this to me. Nope. Not in your pink hoodie. No, sir.
Sir, this is salmon.
I stand corrected. Every time you wear that, I think of Little Mac.
Why?
Because he has a pink hoodie. Y'all remember Little Mac from Punch Out?
Nope.
They remember. These people are old enough. They remember Little Mac from Punch Out.
They are definitely old enough. I just don't remember.
Yeah.
Probably.
You don't remember Little Mac?
It's probably because I whipped his ass.
You were Little Mac.
Again, I whipped his ass.
Okay, fantastic. Great.
Called me Logan Paul. I beat all challengers.
Banks, thank you, Banks. Banks remembers. There we go.
I'm reaching out to the younger people.
Yeah, great. Did you have any thoughts about Take-Two spending $52 million on a game that'll never come out?
I did at first, and then you were like, well, they make Grand Theft Auto, so they just have money to burn. And it reminded me of the Joker.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, here's your half, I'm only burning my half.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, because when I think about $52 million, I'm like, yo, you just scrapped an entire game. And
there are reports that it might have been, at one point, somebody, actually, I think IGN wrote this line, which I don't agree with, because it's not an accurate line, it's just kind of a leading line where they're like, maybe it could have been the Bully 2 game, but that's not confirmed. I was like, well, they don't even write it, but that's a different story. But the update on that IGN story was it might have been a Destiny-style game. Maybe they were trying to make a Destiny-style game. I mean, if you want money, you want to make that moolah, having a Destiny-style not Titanfall, Apex Legends, Fortnite type game. Sure. That's where the money is. Yeah. Battle Royales. Yep. But yeah, I mean, to spend that kind of money, I think that's, I almost want to get like a spreadsheet of how that money was spent, like in terms of how much of that went to employee salaries, how much of that was research and development, marketing, and all that stuff, and pre-pro and everything. I would just like a tech nerd or just like a video game nerd, just to see what that money breakdown is. 52 million sounds like a lot, but if you spent $20 million on a building, sure, right, it's not that much. That was a part of a big statement that Take-Two said, in addition to having 62 games they said were coming out over the next 5 years, which seems like 61 of them are Grand Theft Auto. I mean, well, you say that, but like, we don't know when Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming. It's never. Doesn't seem like it. I'm going to tell you right now, you know when Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming? When the world goes back to normal and
Nope.
they can satire
Nope.
stuff? What?
I'm telling you, you heard it here first. I'm about to drop some knowledge on y'all because this is what's going to happen. Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be announced for the PS5 and the Master Chief Machine. And then they're going to push it to the next console.
Okay.
Because they've already said they hadn't even started, right? So how long does it take to develop a game?
I mean, at this point, AAA games probably take 5 years.
Okay,
for
so
pre-production.
So we're now in year we're solidly in year 1 of this console generation. Now, question is, does this console stay around a lot longer? So how long did we get out of the PS4? 10 years?
Maybe
Rough.
8 or something.
Let's round it up.
Because normally PlayStations they talk about a 10-year life cycle. I can't remember what PlayStation 4 was. Maybe it was 8 or 9 or something.
2020, right? So PS5 came out in 2020. Okay. Do you honestly think Grand Theft Auto 6, which they haven't even started, will come out before 2028?
Before? I mean, it could come out at 2028.
It could, or
At
you
the
think
end?
so? Nope. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, maybe.
Could. What I'm saying is, do you believe? Because this is my thing. I don't think, because they make so much money now.
Sure.
We know that they're working on Grand Theft Auto 5 for the PS5 and Master Chief's Machine. So we know that they still have to finish that. Once they get that out and then the bugs are worked out, then they'll start developing and storyboarding.
Well, again, as two people who've never worked at a video game company, I would imagine they already have pre-production stuff for Grand Theft Auto 6. I think. I'm not basing on anything. I just think they do.
This is my thing. And this kind of goes back into the game level, game design, and this is what I'm saying. Saints Row had to start over. I'm gonna say this: Grand Theft Auto 6 ain't never coming out. You know why?
Why?
Because Grand Theft Auto is going to restart the entire genre all over again, and that's why I say it's not coming out on this system.
Okay.
Because they have, when you've reached the pinnacle, you've reached the limit. Like, you're at the mountaintop. You're at the Himalayas. Like, what is there left for me to do? The world is crazier than what we can do. The onion is obsolete. I'm going to read a headline for you that happened this recently in the year of our Lord, 2021. I don't make this up. You can go look it up. Hold on, where's my profile?
Yeah, SimCity 4. I was kind of excited about that expansion that came out. Ken from Chicago is bringing up. They're still making expansions for SimCity 4, which came out a decade ago. So yeah,
Here we go.
The Sims, and I said SimCity 4. I knew what you were meant, but yeah, Sims 4.
This is the world we live in. Texas special teams coach Jeff Banks' monkey allegedly attacked and seriously hurt a young trick-or-treater last night. Update, this is more. Banks apparently left his wife and kids to be with a stripper named Pole Assassin, and the monkey is hers and a part of her act. Update 2. Pole Assassin confirms that a child was bitten, denies it was serious, but confirms that monkey did bite a child. Pole Assassin, update 3. Pole Assassin says the monkey is an emotional support monkey.
What website is that from?
That's this is from a reporter's talking about the Texas special teams coach. These are things that came out during their presser, whatever.
Well, I say where's that? Like, what website is that coming from?
It came out during the press conference. So somebody tabulated, like, these were the things that were talked about, and then somebody researched it and found out more information about it. And so he was not necessarily relieved of duties, but they were like, why is he not here? And then they found out. So what I'm saying is, this is the world we live in. That sounds like something I would hear in Grand Theft Auto 6.
Sure.
Grand Theft Auto 5. How do you top that?
Maybe you don't have to top. Maybe you
That's
just
what I'm
do it.
saying. Like, and I guarantee you, they're probably sitting around saying, Ken from Chicago, I saw that Pole Assassin tweets. So what I'm telling you is, how do you top that in a game that's already over the top?
Oh no, Banks, don't tell us that.
What?
Banks said those charges are alleged. From any other comments that be through my attorney. That's messed up. But yeah.
So what I'm saying is, Saints Row already had to restart. God of War had to restart. All of these games are restarting and rebooting the franchises because they're like, okay, how do we keep this going and keep this fresh? Some of them have done it because the controls, like Resident Evil, were old and outdated, and they want to introduce these games to a new generation. Some of it is to capture that nostalgia, Final Fantasy VII, but then they caught you, because you have been very outspoken to say Final Fantasy VII sucked, it was not the best Final Fantasy, and now you really do enjoy it.
I enjoy the remake.
That's what I'm saying. So you have told, I got it because of you.
Oh, did you get it?
It was PlayStation's.
Oh, it was one of the things, wasn't it? Yeah.
So
right.
I got it because of you.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, they have rebooted games before. They have done this. How do you do that with a game as ubiquitous as Grand Theft Auto 5? Because this is my thing. And I liken Grand Theft Auto 5 to your favorite franchise. What do you do with Fast and Furious? They've already sent Negroes to space.
They got 2 more.
So
Who knows?
you either have to fight the Millennium Falcon, or you have to go back in time and get dinosaur poop so you can bring it back. So BD Wong.
When the trailer came out for Fast and Furious 9, there were rumors that people thought they were going back in time based on the one car that had like the rocket engine on it. They were like, "Is anybody go back in time?" Because one of the characters looked like he had on an outfit that like Marty McFly would have worn from Back to the Future. But yeah.
I guess that's what I'm saying. Once you've taken out an attack sub,
yeah,
The Rock moved.
That's what I'm gonna go watch that tonight,
son. Once you've done that,
yeah,
where do you go?
Yeah.
To the point. This is the thing. When you actually have beef with two of the physically largest actors in Hollywood, to the point where you've got all of this stuff going on, and you are going to end the franchise, where do you go after that? Grand Theft Auto 5, I say this again, Rockstar, Take-Two, where do you go after that? I honestly don't know. And we're creative. We've come up with some wild stuff on this show. Ideas we've given away for free. Sure. Very good ideas.
GTA meets Fury Road. Okay.
I'm not opposed to it. It does.
I mean, I tell you, Far Cry Blood Dragon was wild.
Mm-hmm.
That was So yeah, why not?
So that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I said I don't think it's coming out. I don't think Grand Theft Auto 6 because everyone in order to make a sequel, it's got to be worth and on par with your original, right?
Well, you would hope so.
But this is Rockstar,
right?
And let's be honest. Wouldn't you say in the last 5 to 10 years they've topped every game when they make a sequel? You love Red Dead Redemption, right?
Yeah.
Red Dead 2, an improvement. Yeah. Leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
Each Grand Theft Auto better than its press.
Sure.
So.
But the thing with Grand Theft Auto is I don't know. It's almost like their bar is so high now at this point.
That's my point.
Because I think the jump from Red Dead Redemption 1 to 2 was more incremental than from GTA 4 to GTA 5, personally. That could just be me.
Say it again.
Like the jump from Red Dead Redemption 1 to 2 is wider than the jump from GTA 4 to GTA 5.
Now, question, was that console jump or was that just game jump? Because remember, certain games are on certain consoles, and then you have more.
I mean, there definitely were different consoles in between them when they did.
Now, ask yourself this: Grand Theft Auto 5, what system was it originally on?
360.
See where I'm going?
Yeah.
So Grand Theft Auto 5 was just ported over, and you're just porting 5 again over to this machine. Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to have to be built on a whole new platform. I'm calling it. Hot take. You're not getting Grand Theft Auto 6. You're getting a reboot, and they're starting over.
Okay.
Grand Theft Auto is starting over. Where do you go? Do you go to space? Wait, didn't Grand Theft Auto already go to space?
I don't know.
Don't they have a space DLC?
Grand Theft Auto has aliens.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they went into space. But
I'm just like, that's what I'm saying. Like, again, I bring up Saints Row. Saints Row just rebooted itself. Saints Row's like, yeah, we're done. We've maxed this out.
Right. We gotta wrap this up.
All right, cool.
What you been playing? What you been doing?
Oh, I haven't been playing anything. I've been playing Spider-Man a little bit, but I went back and tried. I'm finishing Mr. Robot.
Okay.
Also, your boys are back. Oh, your people are back. Let's see. Yakko Wacko and Dot dropped today.
The whole season? I knew the trailer came out. I didn't know the season was out.
Yep.
Ooh, I might watch that tonight.
I watched the first episode.
Okay. I don't know if that's a good or a bad.
I'm gonna let you see it for yourself, buddy.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, even if it's bad, I'm gonna love it.
I'm not gonna say it was bad. It was just you talk about some people. They came for somebody.
Oh, okay.
Woo! I'm shocked that they got away with it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Brian B, we did watch Harder They Fall. We're gonna try and review that. We'll tape our review and then Leroy will get it up tonight. I have not played Guardians yet. I will probably, at this point, I'm hearing such good things. I'm hoping it's going to be part of a Black Friday sale and I'll pick it up then.
Oh yeah, Black Friday's coming up pretty soon.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide.
I forgot all about
I'm
that.
trying to decide between finally getting that
TV?
super nice TV that I want or getting a streaming computer so that we can do this once I can't come back in the building. Or not that I can't come back in the building, but I won't be here in the building.
They told me to.
There we go. It's live TV. Live streaming, folks. I don't know what just happened.
I talked to my LCS and I said I want this comic, and my dude said, "Hey man, that got delayed." And I'm looking on the site and they're like, "Nah, bro, that's out." And I'm like, "But bruh, we talked."
Who'd you talk to?
Eric.
Oh.
That's my dude.
Eric got a lot going on, man.
Hey man, I'm number one in his life.
No, you're not. I seen them photos.
Oh, sir, time out. Time out.
Friend of the show, Eric, I seen the photos. You ain't number one. No, sir.
I mean, they are good photos.
They are good photos. But they ain't no.
Yeah, so Yakko Wacko and Daughter back. I've been watching Mr. Robot. I got one episode left. Foundation for me, and I'm gonna try to finish Spider-Man, and I'm trying to decide between Ghost Recon, Spider-Man Miles Morales, or Avengers. What I'm gonna fit, or
You
God
might
of
as well.
War.
You should pick up that Miles Morales.
No, I need a break from Spider-Man.
Oh.
Silver Sable pissed me off.
Silver Sable's not in Miles
I
Morales.
don't care.
Oh.
Like, I want to fight that lady.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to lose.
Yeah.
Because, man. But, ooh, she made me so mad.
She just doing her job.
Man.
That's all I'm saying. For me, I've been playing.
She got in the way.
You know, Yakuza again. I think I know I'm near the end game of that, but I've kind of been trying to get these ultimate weapons for it. Watching wise, I was talking with a coworker of mine at my station. We used to watch. You know Lana.
Yeah.
It was me, her,
How
and
is Lana? Yeah.
Lana's doing great. I see her every once in a while because we don't work the same shift, but I see her every once in a while. It was me, her, and you remember Kayla? Kayla Bennett? She was
Yeah.
She's up.
And she's
north
in Maine.
somewhere.
Yeah, no, she's in Maine.
Yeah.
I was like, Kayla's not there. And I was about to call. Ooh, I was like, no.
No, she's not working.
Yeah, I know.
The three of us used to watch Empire together.
Yeah, no.
That was our Empire.
We bonded over because she's a Boston. She's a Red Sox and Celtics fan.
Yeah.
She's from New England.
Right.
Yeah.
So we used to watch Empire talking about it all the time.
Yeah, no, I remember that. Yeah.
Empire's no longer with us. So sad. But it's probably time for it to go. There's a new show on ABC called Queens.
I heard you told me about it.
I did. I won't. How do I phrase this? Empire was a wild show. So you have to know what you are getting into if you watch it. Queens is not that. Queens is much less tame, but I find it enjoyable. So I've been watching Queens. There we go.
Ooh. There's a loss coming for you, Ohio State. Hey, y'all, go check out that news that just dropped from Ohio State. They suspended their quarterback.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh. Oh, 6 hours. Wow. Man, I got to update my phone. It ain't texting me like it needs to be about these sports things. So, yeah, that's how I got through the week. Because, I probably spent $500 on hot water heater pipes. One of them, I was just told, was held together with glue.
That don't sound professional at all.
It does not.
We could have done that. It's like, man, yeah.
My man said, I don't know how you made it this long.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, that's not what I want to hear.
Right.
OBJ to the Ravens? Oh, it's over. It's over. It's over.
What's over?
OBJ went to the Ravens. The Ravens are one of the top 3 teams in the AFC. I'm calling it Ravens. Ravens, Rams, Super Bowl. Calling it. You heard it here first.
You have so many hot takes. That's it for us. You can find us here on YouTube.
I need to write down which one is the hottest take.
I don't know.
I'm gonna do that's a poll question. Which one is the hottest take?
Which one?
You're not getting a GTA 6. It's going to be rebooted, or Ravens versus Rams Super Bowl.
Are those 2 takes or 3 takes?
No, it's the same take. It's
okay. Cool.
You're not getting Grand Theft Auto 6. It's going to be rebooted on the next system, or Rams, Ravens Super Bowl.
Okay.
You get to pick which one.
Find us here on YouTube, also Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Sometimes we're on websites, WOTX.com, when we decide to make content. Sometimes. You will see our Harder They Fall review coming up soon. And
Brian B says GTA 6 not coming out as the hottest take.
There we go. Coming up for us, we will continue to be here Friday nights. The week in December, maybe the second week in December, whenever the Game Awards are.
I got the day off.
Oh, so you gonna come in?
Yeah.
All right.
That's why I took it off, man.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna work and then come down. But anyway.
Ooh.
So you will see us
hottest
in December.
Take, mass murder. Nathan Drake.
That ain't a hot take. That's just facts.
Oh, that's going on the poll.
You'll see us December 9th that week. So that's a Thursday. So we won't be here that Friday because we'll just do our press play everything on that Thursday. But we'll remind you as stuff goes on.
Be safe. Take your time. Enjoy. We're out.
We're out.
I'm putting that up there too.
Okay.
Hot take. Ooh, we got 3 hot takes. What do you mean? We're trying to finish live streaming, sir. Oh,
you
now
do the thing from. Well, that was weird.
Now it's making us log out. We stop it over here.